Hello friends, you are on the channel Quotes of Great Men. Enjoy watching. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. Men of superior mind busy themselves first getting at the root of things. When they succeed, the right course is open to them. If I give a student 1/4 of what he should know, I expect him to get the other 3/4 himself. Otherwise, I do not want him as a student. A man of wisdom delights in water. I am not bothered by the fact that I am not understood. I am bothered when I do not know others. Not to alter one's faults is to be faulty indeed. When you see a good person, think of becoming like her/him. When you see someone not so good, reflect on your own weak points. An oppressive government is more to be feared than a tiger. The contrived language and the flattering attitude rarely come with the virtue. The more people know, the more they forgive. He who speaks without modesty will find it difficult to make his words good. It is man that makes truth great, and not truth that makes man great. To lead uninstructed people to war is to throw them away. He who is really good can never be unhappy. He who is really wise can never be perplexed. He who is really brave is never afraid. The superior man undergoes 3 changes. Looked at from a distance, he appears stern. When approached, he is mild. When he is heard to speak, his language is firm and decided. The gentleman prefers to be slow in word, but diligent in action. If doing what ought to be done be made the first business and success the secondary consideration, is not this the way to exalt virtue? Never hesitate to ask a lesser person. If you lead the people with correctness, who will dare not be correct? Charity, like the sun, brightens every object on which it shines. Shall I tell you what knowledge is? It is to know both what one knows and what one does not know. A scholar who loves comfort is not fit to be called a scholar. The superior man, when resting in safety, does not forget that danger may come. The only people who cannot change are the most wise and the most stupid. What you do not wish upon yourself, extend not to others. Can there be a love which does not make demands on its object? Justice is like the North Star, which is fixed, and all the rest revolve about it. Benevolence is the characteristic element of humanity. He who is really kind can never be unhappy. Do not let a leader lead you on a bad path. When a man's knowledge is sufficient to attain, and his virtue is not sufficient to enable him to hold, whatever he may have gained, he will lose again. All things are already complete in oneself. Without an acquaintance with the rules of propriety, it is impossible for the character to be established. An inch of time on the sundial is worth more than a foot of jade. Consideration for others is the basis of a good life, a good society. In language, clarity is everything. The superior man is slow in his words and earnest in his conduct. Even if people do not know what real kindness is, they nonetheless have it within them. The wheel of fortune turns round incessantly, and who can say to himself, "I shall today be uppermost"? He with whom neither slander that gradually soaks into the mind, nor statements that startle like a wound in the flesh, are successful may be called intelligent indeed. Heaven sends down its good and evil symbols, and wise men act accordingly. It is when those who are not strong enough have made some moderate amount of progress that they fail and give up. We should feel sorrow, but not sink under its oppression. First and foremost, be faithful to your superiors, keep all promises, refuse the friendship of all who are not like you, and if you have made a mistake, do not be afraid of admitting the fact and amending your ways. If you devote your life to seeking revenge, first dig 2 graves. If I do not participate in the sacrifice, it is as if I did not sacrifice at all. Look closely into his aims, observe the means by which he pursues them, discover what brings him content, and can a man's real worth remain hidden from you? If you reflect within yourself and find nothing to be ashamed of, how could you have anxiety or fear? Faithfulness and sincerity are the highest things. Study as if you have not reached your goal. Hold it as if you were afraid of losing what you have. In a hamlet of 10 households, there are bound to be those who are my equal in doing their best for others and in being trustworthy in what they say, but they are unlikely to be as eager to learn as I am. The vices come as passengers, visit us as guests, and stay as masters. To be excellent when engaged in administration is to be like the North Star. As it remains in its one position, all the other stars surround it. Those who make virtue their profession are the ruin of virtue. The condom is the glass slipper of our days. It is worn when meeting a stranger. They dance all night, and then they throw it away. An elastic band, not a person. Thanks for watching. Check out these educational videos too.